The Hollow Earth. Interior, passenger berth. Night. Palmer, in his bunk, draws up a blanket. Behind him, Reed climbs into his bunk and extinguishes the cabin's lamp. Palmer closes his eyes. Interior, passenger berth. Morning. Dawn light shines through a porthole on Palmer's face. There's a knock at the door.
Professor Palmer, Captain wants you.
Palmer wakes. Reed sits up, looks at his pocket watch. Interior corridor. Day. Sheppard waits outside the cabin door. It opens, and Palmer emerges, buttoning his shirt. Behind him, Reed is dressing.
Sheppard, so early?
Captain's orders. Here, sir.
We'll be up straight away.
Do you really think we'll find what you described there?
We found the weather.
It's different today.
Palmer looks intrigued and worried.
A change in the light?
You'll see.
Sheppard departs. Palmer and Reed exchange a glance. Exterior, deck, day. Sailors trot along the deck, stealing glances at the sky. The passenger cabin door opens, and Palmer and Reed step out. They look up and pause. 10 miles ahead looms a gigantic, curving wall of white-gray cloud. It stretches across a third of the northern horizon.
What is it?
Palmer makes to speak, then walks briskly off. Reed follows. Interior, bridge, day. Captain Bradshaw and his officers gaze at the cloud wall. Palmer and Reed enter.
Professor Palmer, is that part of your theory?
It's days early.
Barometer, Mr. Taylor?
Unchanged, sir. Wind speed 2.
Mr. Teed, right 15 degrees. Head for the eastern edge of... that.
Teed turns the wheel.
You're going around?
Best be prudent.
But that'll take us miles off course. We could miss the Sims hole.
Yesterday you said we had 3 days.
If wind speed and air pressure are unchanged, there's no danger.
We already don't know the currents. Without visibility, we lose one more way to track our progress. I won't sail in a fog bank forever. Our fuel's not unlimited. Maintain course.
But...
Enough.
Palmer feels opportunity slipping from his grasp. He glances at Reed, who looks glum. Then he notices Sheppard, who gazes back at him hopefully. Palmer looks thoughtful. He gazes out at the deck, then back at Sheppard. Then he gets an abstracted look, as though doing mental calculations. Then he turns back to Bradshaw.
The Minoan method.
Pardon?
The Minoan method. The way the ancient seafarers estimated current, using a plumb line.
Bradshaw and the others look blank.
Look, don't tell me in your whole careers none of you came across the Minoan method. Drop the plumb bob and measure the depth as usual. Then let the bob rest on the bottom and let the line play out for a set time. Measure the new length. That's the hypotenuse. Square the two numbers. Subtract the one from the other and take the square root of the answer. That's the horizontal distance. Divide that by the time you measured and you have the speed over the ground.
I can think of several problems with that right away.
It's crude, but it was good enough for the Minoans. Give me a half an hour, at least, to take some measurements. If the measurements are good, we should be able to proceed with confidence.
They will be, Professor.
All right. Just to keep you quiet, Mr. Teed, return the previous heading. Half an hour.
Thank you, Captain. Mr. Sheppard, take 3 soundings, 10 minutes between them. Let the line play out for 1 minute each time. Bring me the results.
Yes, Professor.
Sheppard departs, proud and excited.
Sheppard is already big for his britches.
Still think I shouldn't have promoted him?
Captain, I want to send up the balloon.
That's for sighting land, Palmer.
We may be on a new schedule now. Look, the balloon will be tethered. If there's trouble, just reel me in.
Bradshaw looks dubious.
Wind and barometer are steady.
All right. Just to get you as far from me as possible, Mr. Taylor.
Exterior, deck, day. Palmer exits the bridge, Reed following. Behind them, Taylor goes to muster the men.
I never heard of the Minoan method.
I made it up. The Minoans came before Pythagoras. Did the trick, though.
Palmer heads for the cabin. Reed, frowning, follows. Exterior, stern deck, day. Sailors carry a basket, burner, and folded balloon on deck. Interior, passenger cabin, day. Palmer and Reed gather equipment.
Professor, could your calculations be wrong?
Which ones?
Any of them.
No.
Exterior, stern deck, day. The sailors prop up the basket, tie tethers to it. Exterior, deck, day. Sheppard stands at the rail, lead weight in one hand, cord draped loosely in the other. Behind him, Howell, with stopwatch, paper, and pencil. Sheppard releases the weight. It plunges into the water, and the loose loops of cord on the deck unravel after it. The other end of the cord is wrapped around a spool on the deck rail.